So Python is a very popular programming language, mostly because of how simple and beginner friendly it is. So I'm going to teach you guys Python in under 5 minutes. In order to print something out on the screen, all you need to type in is print, parentheses, and then let's sort of string like hello world. You run it, and then it prints out hello world right there. In order to take in input from a user, all you need to type in is input, and then you can add placeholder like, for example, name, if you want to take in someone's name, and then all you can do is just run it, and then you type in a name, and then boom, that's it. In order to comment something in Python, all you need to do is add the hashtag, and then you can type in whatever you want. A comment is basically used to make notes in the editor, and this is useful if someone else was to read your code, they'll be able to understand what you have written. So if you run it right here, as you can see, it doesn't run hello comments, but it runs print hello world. In order to take in a variable in Python, all you need to do is just type in the variable name, then equal, and then afterwards type in whatever you want. And then with this, you'll be able to print it out. So all you need to do is type in print the variable name with no quotations, and then you'll be able to run it. The same thing actually goes for inputs. You can actually add an input into a variable, and then you'll be able to print it out. So if we run and then we type in John, it's going to print out John just like that. If you want to add two strings together in Python, here's how we can actually do it. So let's say we have two quotations right here, and then we just say your name is. We can actually add a comma right here, leave a space. If we run, then it says your name is John. Or you can actually add in a plus. So if you run it again, there you go. But when you add in a plus, it doesn't leave a space, unlike the comma. Just like in other programming languages, in Python you can actually have arrays. Arrays are basically like a group of variables in a list. Let's say, for instance, you want to print out apple in this fruits array. The way we do it is print. All we need to say is fruits, then square brackets, and then 0. And if we run, it prints out apple. In this case, with 0, it's actually called an index, and the index starts from 0. Then this will be 1, 2, and 3. It doesn't start from 1, but it starts from 0. A function is basically something that we can use to be able to run a block of code and be able to reuse it over and over again. Let's say, for instance, we want to create a function, which we do by saying def, then hello, and then 2 parentheses. Then we want to have in the colon, enter, and that's how Python is able to define it, is by indentation. And then all we do is print hello world, just like that. And then down here, we can call the function, just like this. And if you run it, it types in hello world, and we can actually do it multiple times. It prints out hello world 4 times. In Python, we have conditional statements, or if-else statements. So we have if, and then we say if x is less than y, then we print x is less than y. And then we have else. Else just means that if this statement isn't true, then print this out. If you run it, then you say x is less than y because x is 5, y is 12, and x is indeed less than y. But we also have else if statements. Elif. And what elif is basically if the first statement isn't true, then print this out. So let's say x is equal to y instead. And if we change it to 5, and then we say print, and if you run it, x is equal to y. In Python, we have while loops. So here's how they work. So while x more than 0, that means we can print something out. Let's say we print out hello. If we run the program right now, it's going to be infinite, because once x is more than 0, then it's just going to continuously print it out. In order to stop this, all we need to do is do x plus equal 1. This is what you call an assignment operator. And what it's going to do is that when it runs, it's going to add the value of the variable. So technically this should actually be minus. If we run, there you go, it prints out hello just like that. We also have for loops, which are kind of the same as while loops, except that in Python they actually loop through arrays. Here's how it works. So for x in fruits, print x. If you run, it's going to print out all of these right here. It's going to also do the same thing for range. Let's say we have range, and then we want to print a number from 1 to 10. We would say 11, and then if you run, it prints from 1 to 10, but it stops at 11, so it doesn't print out 11. And that right there is Python under 5 minutes. Hopefully it's 5 minutes.